Well, hey, folks. Thanks for stopping in. I thought I'd pop on here real quick and um, just go over some of the difficulties I'm having in my mind right now, trying to decide if I should replay the 1977 APA baseball season or the 1984 season. Um, Up until recently, I've been set on doing the 1984 season. Um, uh, you know, my story is basically I played APA baseball a lot as a kid, hours and hours and hours. I had the 1977 season and played the daylights out of that, and kept my own statistics and all that. And this is before computers, so it was all by hand. Um, and so set the game down for a long time, decades. And and I think this is actually a pretty common story. I see it a lot on the different, excuse me, on the different forums. The Facebook APA baseball group, I see it out in Delphi. I see it a lot. Guys coming back, and they find the Facebook group, and um, it's usually the same thing. Hey, I played this as a kid, and after decades, I've picked it back up again. And that was my story. Again, played 1977 uh, through and through. I was a big Cincinnati Reds fan back in the 70s. A lot of that had to do with my cousin. I had a cousin that was 1 year older than me, and I didn't had past tense. He's still around. Um, and when I was 11, 12 years old, I just thought he was so cool, and I wanted to be just like him. And he was a Reds fan. Now, I'm from Michigan, and it makes more sense for me to be a Detroit Tigers fan, which I am today. But at that time, my cousin had a big influence on me, and he brought me over to the Cincinnati Reds. And so uh, this was during the Big Red Machine days, and watched a lot of baseball, a lot of Reds baseball. Up here in Michigan, I could still pick up 700 WLW out of Cincinnati and listen to Marty Brenneman and Joe Nuxall. And I used to uh, pick up those games at night as a kid. Anyways, and then my cousin got a hold of this APA baseball game, and we played it and played it and played it. And at some point, he gave it to me. I don't remember when or why, but he gave it to me, and then I just played it forever. Um, Anyways, fast forward to today. I don't know, about 2.5 months ago. I don't know what got into me, but I dug up my old cards and got them out, and there was something about it that just lit a fire. And I couldn't find my dice, but I was able to figure things out with old dice or just other dice. I've had a red die and a white die, so that was a no brainer. Um, and then the Facebook group, I was able to go out and find the old boards and print those off, the sacrifice booklet. So I was off to the races, and so I started playing my old 1977 cards again. And then as I got more and more into it, I started watching um, YouTube videos. I found Digital to Dice with Dave Gardner. I found Retro Sports. Oh, Ron Juckett. I apologize, Ron. I can't think of the name. Retro Sports something or other. And so I found Dave and Ron, and just a whole host of other YouTubers out there. John Alexander. Oh gosh, John, forgive me. Swedish. Sorry, it's Jeff. Swedish Jeff, I think is his handle online, um, and others as well. And I just got into this, anyways. And I discovered through Dave Gardner and Ron Juckett, I discovered Mark Cohen and Digital Diamond Baseball, which is a program, a baseball program that you can download and play on Steam. And boy, I got into that, and I kind of set APA off to the side. I know some of you that probably grinds against your ears. I just grew up saying APA, and I'm trying to get myself converted to saying APA. I know APA is the right way. I don't, just as a kid, and I always referred to it as APA. As I explained in a forum post some time ago, in church, my family and I were churchgoers. I've always been an amen guy and not an amen guy, so that just worked with APA too. So, anyways, I really got into this Digital Diamond, set APA off to the side, and I still play Digital Diamond. I love it, but I got my cards back out, and that got the APA fire going again. So what I'm doing is I'm doing both now. I've got every now and then I'll play an occasional game, or I'll continue a season like the 1991 season, or I'm actually playing the 2024 current season with Digital Diamond Baseball and the community out there. There's files that are downloaded every Monday from Baseball Reference, and you can update your files in the game. And as long as you're staying 1 week back, you can play the current season. So I've been doing that in Digital Diamond Baseball. But Digital Diamond Baseball also allows you to enter in plays manually. So you can play another game outside of Digital Diamond Baseball, and as the game is played, you can enter the game, enter your statistics, enter the plays into Digital Diamond Baseball as they happen. So you don't have to keep a score sheet. You can, and I still do, but you can enter the plays into Digital Diamond Baseball, and then the statistics are kept for you. And that's huge for me. I just do not have time to, first of all, play tons of games. I don't. And then playing those games, I don't have time to sit there and summarize the game into a box score. I do that, but that all by itself is enough time. That's enough time for me right there. But then to take those box scores and take that over to a spreadsheet and start tracking all of that. And I know there's programs for that, but Digital Diamond Baseball is one of them. And so I plan, when I do my next replay, this one that I've been talking about, 77 or 84, I'm going to use Digital Diamond Baseball. I'm going to play the game with APA, but I'm going to load the plays into Digital Diamond Baseball and let it take care of everything. In fact, I'm going to fast play all the other games, because I'm not going to have time to play every team, every game for whatever season I choose. So it's going to be the Tigers. It's probably going to be two teams, because I'm going to want a National League team and an American League team. So it'll probably be the Tigers and the Reds. And I'll work through the season with those two teams. And then I'll fast play the rest with Digital Diamond Baseball. Enter all of my plays into Digital Diamond, and then boom, I've got everything. I've got standings, I've got batter statistics, pitching statistics. It's all there. It's taken care of, and that's the way I'm going to go about it. So, but anyways, the dilemma, 1977 or 1984, and I think I've settled on this. I'm going to share my screen. One of the big reasons that I was leaning towards 1984. There's actually a few of them. First of all, it's the year I graduated high school, and it's also the year the Detroit Tigers won the World Series. And then I got a hold of this book called Bless You Boys, which is the diary of the Detroit Tigers 1984. It's a diary that was kept for every single game that they played that year by Sparky Anderson. Now it cuts off once they won their division. It cuts off at like game 157 or something like that. So it's almost every game, but the last few games are not in there. But for most of the season, I have notes from Sparky Anderson on every single game. So I mean, what a cool way to play a season where I can reference his notes And then I can go through my own game and I can kind of compare and say, hey, Sparky, your game went this way, my game went that way. And I just think that would be a lot of fun. So I've really been wanting to do the 1984 Tigers, but I decided I'm going to go 1977. And the reason is cost. Right now, I don't have the 1984 Tigers, and those new cards, a season out at App is $90, and then $10 shipping. So you've got $100 into a new set, and I just can't justify that right now. It's not that my family and I are poor. We're not by any stretch of the imagination. But I just just have family responsibilities, and I just can't justify putting that money out for cards right now. So and I already have the 1977 cards, so that's kind of a no-brainer. Just do the 1977 season. I've got an emotional, nostalgic attachment to the 1977 season because I played it as a kid. So I don't know. There's all kinds of tools out there with Baseball Reference and YouTube videos and all kinds of blogs, and to where I can still, I think, before each game, get a little background on some of the players, on some of the things that were going on around the game, because I intend to do so much more than just play a game. I don't want to play a game get through it as fast as I can and then get my statistics and then get on to the next game. I really want each game to be kind of an experience, maybe do a little historical, hey, what happened on this day back then, pick out a player, do a little research on them, that kind of thing. What was going on with the team? I don't know. I just think there's so much, and that's kind of what I hope to get out of the replay is kind of a chance to go back into time. So I know everybody's different. Everybody's got their own, their own things that they want out of a replay. That's what I want out of it. I want to be able to go back into time and kind of soak that in. So I'm not looking to speed through games. Another thing that kind of made the decision easier, I'm going to go ahead and move myself to the forefront here, is I've got a ton of 1978 baseball cards, which have the 1977 season stats. So that was another thing. I wanted to have all the cards, the baseball cards, to go along with the season. And that's another thing I was going to have to purchase. I was going to have to find a full season of, and I didn't care if it was Topps or Donruss or Fleer or Score. I didn't care. I just wanted a set. And it's like, I got a full set of 1978 cards here. By the way, Bombo Rivera. Bombo Rivera played for the Twins in 1978, and I got his autograph. Now, I've since lost that autograph, but he was over there along the first base line at Tiger Stadium. My friend and I went up. He was signing autographs. We got in line. We got his autograph. And then his name was so fun to say. My friend and I, anytime he was on the field, we would just be yelling, Bombo! Bombo! So, Bombo Rivera. And I did a little research on him. And he's from Puerto Rico. And I think he's about 71, 72. I don't know if he's still active, but he was helping youth in youth baseball leagues. So sounds like a pretty stand-up guy, and he was sure nice to us. So I'll never forget Bombo Rivera. I just wish I could find that autograph. So anyhow, that's it. That's it's 84 or 77, and it's looking like 77 because I basically have everything. I've got the APA cards, I've got the baseball cards, and I think that's the route I'm going to go. So, yeah, if you have any comments or are you doing any replays? If so, what replays are you doing? And do you have any advice for somebody? I don't plan on doing, again, I'm just doing 2 teams and then letting Digital Diamond Baseball fast play the rest. So that's just how I'm going to do it. I'm playing the APA basic game without any modifications. I'm not doing any Merino boards, Oz boards, whatever, ABNM, MRL boards, none of that. I'm not doing master game. To me, I need a balance of working through the mechanics of playing the game of APA, rolling the dice, checking the cards, checking the boards. I need kind of a balance of that and being able to move along, being able to enjoy the game. And to me, and this isn't a knock on anybody else because everybody's different. This is just me. I that's too much. Master game is just too much, and I'm fine. I'm not even doing left-right splits, and I understand that it's more accurate to do left-right splits. It's probably more accurate to play the master game, but I don't know. I think basic is good enough. I think it's still pretty good, and I'm just going to go with that. So anyway, I don't. Nobody stopped in, but I did this unannounced, and I'm glad you watched. If you made it this far, thank you so much for supporting my channel, and please please subscribe, please leave some comments. Let me know what you think, and yeah, thanks so much for stopping by. You take care.